Hey, what's up, guys? John from Mongo Fishing, part 3 of the interview with FLW Tour Pro Evan Barnes. In part 3, we discuss Evan's favorite lake, favorite YouTuber, how social media affects your professional bass fishing career if you plan on taking this route. The absolute must-have baits 2019. Other than fishing, what else makes up Evan Barnes? So stay tuned. So I know you've traveled a little bit, quite a bit. You've fished a lot of lakes. Do you have a favorite?
My favorite definitely used to be Kentucky Lake, but with the carp and all those things going on, I've got to say, overall, man, those northern smallmouth. St. Clair was awesome, even though I finished really bad up there. St. Clair was awesome. But my absolute favorite, if I had to say, would be La Crosse, Wisconsin, because it's a topwater frog fishing fiesta up there.
Right.
You know, I had a day up there where I had 50 frog bites one day.
That's
It was unbelievable. So that's got to be my favorite, even though I've only fished it one time. It was just incredible. So,
Right.
yeah.
So, I mean, this is going on YouTube.
Yeah.
I know you have you're going to start a YouTube channel shortly,
Yeah.
which I'll link that down in the description if he doesn't have it yet, and when he does, if he does, or do you have it yet?
I do. Yep.
Okay, so I'll link that down in the description.
Yep.
So make sure you go check him out.
Yep.
Which will actually tie into two questions. So, favorite YouTuber?
Mongo Fishing, right? No, I actually did, though. I've watched a lot of your videos now since I've kind of started to explore, the YouTube side of things. If I had to give my favorite, it's got to be, I don't know if you call it necessarily a YouTuber, but Brandon Palaniuk.
Yes.
His videos are just incredible,
Aren't
and
they?
he's a great fisherman, all those things. We watch him here on the TV, all the time. Well-spoken guy, he's got it figured out. He's got it
Yes.
going on. That's great. Shyrock, his stuff's awesome too.
I haven't watched his.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I don't feel like his is to me quite as good as Brandon's is, but those guys, they got it figured out. If you're wanting to do it, those are some guys to chase for
Does
sure.
he have a chase boat too, like Brandon does?
No, I don't think so. No, he does it straight out of his boat. But yeah, it's going to be cool to see how that transitions with MLF too.
Right.
How that changes. So, man, it's just my hat's off to him to be able to dedicate that much time and effort into that. It's where it's going, though. That's where the sport's going for sure.
I do legitimately. I'm not like in the big industry per se, right?
Mhm.
But I do legitimately think that YouTube is changing the industry.
It absolutely is. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. It's something that I wish I would have started 5 or 6 years ago. Because honestly, I feel like that I could probably be at that, not at obviously Palaniuk's place, but at a very good place. As far as that goes, followers and things like that, subscribers. And that makes a huge difference in this day and age. There's guys out there that have been in the sport for years and they hate it. They don't not want anything to do with it. But that's where we're at, man. That is where we're at. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, you have got to have a presence in social media to go anywhere in bass fishing. Look, your talents are extremely important. You've got to be good at fishing. You've got to know the game. You got to be that person. But honestly, I feel like the social media aspect and the way that you can market yourself and market your sponsors, your companies, that's more important these days. It really is, because it's ultimately about the dollar now. It really is.
Right.
And that's the social media aspect of it, man. It's changed a lot of things, and it's made guys that would have normally not been as valuable be more valuable, and open doors and opportunities for them. Because let's be honest, man, you put a jersey on these days, nobody's looking at that jersey anymore. Everybody's got one. Used to 30 guys had one, all the BASS guys. Now every single fisherman out there pretty much that wants to go anywhere has a jersey, right? And so we're not looking around, oh, that guy's sponsored by this, he's sponsored by that. It literally takes doing things like you do, getting on YouTube, explaining, look, this is my sponsor, this is why I like them, it catches me fish, this is how I use it. It takes things like that to move that needle for companies, you know, and they see that, you know, they see that you're going that extra mile when right now at least most everybody else isn't. They're not doing that, you know, and that separates a guy like you, hopefully a guy like me, if I can kind of get this going. It separates us from a guy that just wants to go out there and try to fish, you know. I tell guys all the time, and this is part of my, I guess, biggest advice too, if I had to say something, is, you know, be content with whatever you're offered as far as, you know, like sponsors go, because you really want to be with companies that you really believe in, you know,
Right.
really believe in. And I've used this example before, but if a certain rod company is offering you, you know, 50% off or even free rods versus another company that say it's 40% or even 30%, but this other company you actually believe in, you believe that this is the best, this is really good product, it's so much easier to sell that product than it is something that you just simply got a good deal on.
Right.
You know, because you know all those components. You can do tackle reviews and you can say this is why it's the best to me, you know, and those products are so much easier to sell. And again, right or wrong, it's all about moving products and selling products for companies now. That's what gets you to a level of being on the tour. Honestly, you look at my talent, right? And compare it to a guy like, you know, Andy Morgan, those type guys, those old school guys that have been there forever. I am nowhere even close to being in the ballpark of those guys. And here locally, there are so many fishermen that are way better than I am, right? Way better than I am talent-wise. But I am where I am today because of relationships that I made, again, back in college, as far as sponsors goes, and obviously geared. I mean, that I could not be fishing the tour without, you know, Cody and Gentry and Chris just supporting me and backing me up. I mean, that is obviously my biggest, you know, my title sponsor, whatever you want to call it. Couldn't do it without that, absolutely. But those type of relationships, man, it allows me to be able to sell my brand, whether, you know, it's not big or nothing yet, but it allows me to sell myself to other companies and say, look, you know, I may not finish in the top 10. In fact, I may finish last, but I promise you I can sell product for you. You know, I promise you that I'm going to move the needle. I'll figure out a way. If it's not because I'm top 10 and I'm in front of everybody and I can, you know, speak it out there on stage, I'll do it in a different way. You know, I'll find another way to be profitable for you. And that's what it's all about. I mean, being profitable for the people that represent you, because you've got to have help. You can't do it on your own.
Right.
You know, you cannot get there.
So at the Cup this last year, I know you guys, I know Geared had a booth there.
Yeah.
And hopefully you're fishing the Cup this year.
Yeah, exactly.
But on Hamilton.
That's the plan.
It's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But you know, when Scott Martin came across the stage,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they made sure to say that, you know, hey, Scott's got 300 and some odd thousand followers
Right.
on YouTube, and,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, X number of hundreds of thousands of,
Right.
of followers on, you know, Instagram
Yeah.
and this and together. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, social media is huge.
It is huge. It's
Social media can bite you in the butt too, guys.
It can.
So I mean, I'm not going to tell you to not go out and have fun, but think about what you post.
Yeah.
Because when you're applying for a sponsorship position or something like that, they're going to look. And if they see you just, you know, you just being an idiot,
Yeah.
they may not want to align themselves
That's
with you.
exactly
So,
right. Exactly right.
Again, I'm not going to tell you not to have fun. Don't be dumb. All right, Evan. So I think I got two more questions for you.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, this is going long, but you know, I dig talking to dudes like this.
Yeah.
So, absolute must-have baits. Late 2018, like Christmas time, you know, or leading into next year. What is the latest, greatest thing on the market, the must-haves to push you through next year?
I gotta say, man, just stuff that has just recently gotten big. It's got to be that jackhammer chatterbait. You know, again, that's one of those baits that you can catch them all year round, everywhere, all the time. You know, there is no lake out there that a fish will not bite that chatterbait. I'll promise you. And that's
You got a special color, favorite color?
You know, I've got a color out there that I feel like is going to be my favorite, but it just come out and I haven't got a chance to throw it yet. It's the Beehite bluegill. I've always been intrigued by gold blade on a chatterbait. They had just recently come out with that, and they didn't have that last year, and I already caught a lot of fish on it, so I'm extremely excited to try that gold blade, you know, in a bluegill color.
Right.
I'm excited about it. I really am. I've kind of been licking my chops, you know, getting down to Rayburn and stuff, throwing that thing.
So, you know, without getting into secrets, and you can always tell me that, you know, you're not going to say, but do you run it, you know, fresh out the box, or do you tweak the blade? I know some people bend the blade a little bit, but I know that you can overbend the blade, and then you just ruin a chatterbait.
I throw it right out of the package. I really do, and I'll tell you too, a lot of guys are throwing that Zaco. It's a great trailer for it. There's a lot of different options out there with a paddle tail swim bait, you know, just a regular fluke. But if you guys haven't tried it, that the little 3.5 inch Lake Fork Magic Shad,
I have not tried that.
It's a very, very good trailer, and that's what I throw more than anything. That's one of the baits that Spencer Sheffield kind of put me on to, and since he's switched, you know, he throws his Zaco a lot more now, and you know, other things. But man, that little Magic Shad, I just got the confidence in it. That's just, you know, it's got that segmented body, you know, and a flat tail. To me, it's right there in that perfect place between subtle and a big wide paddle tail. You know, it's just right there in the middle. Still skips really well. And so that's what I do. And like I said, it's right out of the package. I thread that thing on there and throw it, you know. So.
I like the razor shad.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a good one too.
Nice tight wobble. Again.
Yep.
To me, the Kitech looks kind of weird. You know, it's just really slow, methodical. I mean, it looks pretty and all. It looks sexy down there, but you know, you got this blade doing 1,000 miles an hour, and you got this tail that's just kind of slow and methodical. It just to me feels like a weird combo.
Yeah, I mean, I try to think about, you know, what a shad or a bluegill actually looks like, you know, and whether it makes a difference, I don't know, but it makes a difference in my head, and that's what matters,
Confidence.
You know. So yeah. So.
Definitely. Okay, so that. What else is the must-haves?
A really good one too that I kind of just thought about was a Molex spinnerbait. You know, that Molex makes that little compact. I forgot even the name of it. But they make a double willow leaf spinnerbait. It's got a little small hook in it and all that. But there's something about that blade combination and the head shape and all that. It just catches fish, man. It looks really good. I haven't got a chance to throw it a whole lot. I've caught several in the fall here at Hamilton and Ouachita on it. But man, it's a great bait. It's a really, really great bait.
You tiny, talking like 1/4 ounce? You talking like 1/8 ounce?
It's actually a 1/2 and 3/8. They have both, but it's small. It's almost like, you guys probably know a Screaming Eagle. You know, like a War Eagle, Screaming Eagle. It's kind of that same compact spinnerbait, but it's got weight enough to it that you can burn it. You know.
Gotcha.
And you know, I'm the type of guy, I want to burn something. You know, go down the bank and you know, just roll down the bank. That's going to be great. Another thing that we actually just talked about is all the new baits from Berkley. You know, I mean, they have a ton of new baits that just come out, and you put out, I don't know how many topwaters they just put out, but you put out that many baits, one of them is going to be good, and it's going to be one of those baits that you're going to have. You know, say like a Reaction Innovation Vixen. You know, in the past, things like that. It's one of them's going to be good. I guarantee you, that's going to be, and so. As far as new stuff goes, check that Berkley stuff out. That's not one of my sponsors. Actually, none of those that we've talked about is any of my sponsors. It's just something that I see that I feel like that I'm going to be able to catch fish on and add to my arsenal, which is good. You know, new stuff is always good.
Right.
It's always good, and that's things to, you know, stay on top of. The biggest thing though that is coming on the scene, I feel like, are glide baits. That is something that I personally want to get into. I don't even really have one to suggest to you. I mean, there's so many out there. The depth slide swimmer is great. The PH Customs makes a wooden bait. You know, you guys watch enough YouTube, you know about the Roman made stuff, the real high dollar stuff. But if you're just wanting to get out there and try it, man, that river to CS waver, it catches fish. I mean, it really does.
So I got one of those huge, like the Ninja 180 or whatever. I'm afraid to throw it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't blame
that's
you.
a $40 bait.
Yeah, no joke.
Like,
yeah.
I don't even know what to throw it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was given to me, and so I got to try it.
Try it. Yeah.
I got to do a product review on it.
Yeah.
I'm just deathly afraid to throw a $40
Don't
bait.
blame you.
Because, I mean, I'm going to feel like a tool if I snap off a $40 bait
I don't
on
blame
cast
you.
or whatever. Get it
No
stuck in
doubt.
a tree because I just,
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that scares me. All right, so I guess last question. You know, we've discussed fishing, you know, this pretty much this whole time.
Yeah.
But what's fishing, family? What else is the other thing that ties up that completes Evan Barnes?
Man, the number one thing about me and who I am as a man is my relationship with God. You know, that is, to me, my number one above everything else, because I know in my heart that I couldn't do what I do without him. Man, he wakes me up every morning. He provides, you know, jobs and new opportunities and just so many different things that I can thank him for. And that's a priority that I haven't always had in my life. And so to have that now, it makes so much of a difference for me in fishing even. And a lot of guys maybe not quite grasp that yet, but at the end of the day, when I have a terrible tournament, I know that I'm going to be okay. Whether, you know, one way or the other, I'm going to be fine, you know. And used to, I would have that terrible tournament and I'd spend a week, man, just like, man, thinking about it and just down in the dumps, and, you know, just literally just make me, I mean, just depressed, really, honestly. And but now that I feel like that I've got that priority where it needs to be and where it should have been my whole life, man, I've got so much more confidence knowing that if I'm meant to do this, if it's his plan for me to be one of those guys, you know, a professional fisherman per se, if it's meant for me to get there, I know he's going to make a way for me to get there. And for me, that kind of hope is that's number one for me, and I can keep chasing that dream as long as he leads me in that direction, you know. So for me, that's number one for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's not something you hear a lot nowadays.
Yeah. Yep. It's not, and I feel like that's something that as a man, you know, we want to be big and strong and tough, you know, and act like we don't need things like that, you know. But I know the difference in the guy I used to be and the person that I am now, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm perfect, because I'm absolutely not. But I'm trying my best to just show guys that it's cool, man. Just to admit that, hey, man, I need some help sometime from above, you know. I mean, I don't see any reason, you know, for us not to talk about it, even though society will tell us it's not cool or something like that, you know. And so I just try to show guys, especially young guys, if you guys are watching, that it's okay, man. Like, just thank God, you know, thank God for what he does in your life and all the blessings that he gives you. Because honestly, like I said, he wakes us up every morning, you know. That's a big enough blessing right there in itself. So that's me, man.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much, Evan.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Guys, so I'm going to have his social media accounts, Instagram.
Yep.
Obviously, YouTube. There's going to be a link down below because I haven't figured out how to link them up there yet.
Yep.
So they'll be linked down in the description.
Yeah.
Give them a follow. Give them a like.
Yep.
Subscribe. All that fun stuff.
Yep. Facebook, obviously, Evan Barnes. Instagram, EB Fishing Inc. That's my Instagram page. And like John said, I'm going to try my best to get my YouTube up and going. So if you guys want to check that out in the future, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Awesome.
Yep.
Again, thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It's right down there. It looks like me holding the fish. If you enjoyed the video, want to see more stuff like this, give the video a thumbs up. Drop a comment. If you have any other questions for Evan, something that I didn't discuss with them, I can always message him or, drop the comment below because he'll probably see it. Or, again, I'm putting his social media accounts down there so you can hit him up too if you don't mind people hitting you up direct also.
More than welcome.
Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, get out on the water, be safe, and go stick some lips.
See you guys.
All right, guys, that was it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the series. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. I'm hoping to do this with some other tour pros. I have others in mind, and I've discussed it with them. We'll just see how this goes from here. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It's right down there. Looks like me holding a fish. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment below if you have any other questions. Evan is a subscriber to the channel. You'll probably read them. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, get out on the water, be safe, and go stick some lips.